I just wanted to make a little video. Whoop, my button popped open. I just wanted to make a little video talking about my experiences being in a long distance relationship and taking the transit. I don't know how to explain this. Choices between transit when you visit your long distance partner. So Pixel Piledriver and I live driving wise about maybe 2.5, 3 hours away, but we live across international lines. He lives in the United States, I live in Canada. So what I do is I have two options to visit him. What do you think about that loud dishwasher? Cool. There's the train and there's the bus. And I don't drive, so there's no car. But what I've heard about cars is, sure, it's convenient, but the lineups can be killer, and sometimes you just don't feel like driving. You've got, I don't know, and maybe it's nicer, but I think that for a few reasons, I don't drive. I'm not gonna go into it, but I don't drive. So when I go to the train station, the first thing you have to remember is buy your ticket. I usually get Pixel Piledriver to buy it for me. So I haven't dealt with that. I've only done it one time, and the process is pretty simple. You have to fill in a form. It's a company called Amtrak, I'm pretty sure. And Amtrak, because I live in Vancouver, it's called Amtrak. And he buys me a ticket going there and a ticket going back. And pro tip, if you are Canadian or American or anything, especially if you're visiting your partner, a good sign of being willing to come back is that you have a return ticket. So I always purchase both. I buy my ticket there and my ticket back at the exact same time. So ahead of time, I already know when I'm coming home. And that's something you have to prove whenever you cross the border. If you don't have experience doing that, you have to have some sort of proof. I'm in school, I'm attending school coming up, and I also have my return ticket, and that's pretty good proof. They don't bother me really about that. So, the options you have. I really prefer the train, and here's why. The train has plugins. It has USB. I can't remember if it has plugins or just USB, but it has something with a USB or a plug-in where you can charge your phone, essentially, because that's what I use it for, is charging my phone, my iPad, which is really nice, because what I do is I go on Netflix, I look for what's available to download. I usually just download some films, I download some NPR episodes, I sometimes draw. I always have my tablet on me, just in case. I find it really useful. And you also have your phone, which goes in and out of reception. There's a lot of areas that you don't get reception. Anyways, you can sort of charge all of your technology on the train. You can also go to the bathroom in a human-sized bathroom. So the bus has a really tiny bathroom. It's the kind where you get in and you can you just walk in, and then you're just okay, now I'm gonna take a pee. Okay, now I'm gonna wash my hands. And it's just really, really small, and you have to be you feel kind of like an ant. On top of that, the train just has more space. You have a big hallway, there's bigger seats. The windows are really nice. It's just there's overhead storage. Well, no, I don't think on the bus there's overhead storage. I could be wrong. Oh no, there is overhead storage on the bus. Anyways, whatever. I can't remember that part. Sorry. So on the train, it's just a lot roomier. You can stand up. You can walk around at any time. And if you get hungry or thirsty or whatever, there is a food car. So there's a car sort of located between the business class and the normal class. And that car has a viewing sort of wall, usually big windows and stuff. And then there's like a little seating area, and there's like a cafeteria thing, and you can order food. It's just plain sort of like, kind of like airplane food type food, sandwiches and stuff. And there's drinks. It's really nice and relaxing. The service is usually really great, and I find the service on the trains, the people are just usually really nice. And then also, okay, so those are the benefits of the train. The bus also has benefits. So today, for instance, I had a ticket to the bus, and I showed up and I forgot my passport, which if you're traveling internationally, it's the most important thing to bring. So I had to come home, and I just went to the guy about 30 minutes before the bus left. Not even 30 minutes. It's probably like 20 minutes. I went up to the counter and I said, "Hey man, forgot my passport. Like, can you help me? Can I switch my ticket?" And he said train or bus. So I picked the bus again because the next bus was way earlier and arrives way earlier. So the bus's benefit is it's way faster for multiple reasons. For one, when you check your luggage, you can just show up. You don't have to give yourself leeway. You can just show up with your luggage and they toss it on as you're getting on. Whereas on the train, you have to show up about like 30 minutes-ish early, they say, because they like to go through and like take your luggage first, and then you line up to get on the train. So that can take more time, so they request you to be there earlier. Also, I find that the trains sometimes get backed up. I had one experience, I don't know if this was an anomaly or if this is something that happens, where the train, what's going on here? The train was delayed because there were like 2 or 3 cargo trains in front of it coming into Vancouver from Seattle. And this is coming back into Vancouver for me as well, obviously. So what happened was they had to like go through all of these trains, and when there's a cargo train, it takes a really long time because they're checking, they have to like do different things to check cargo. And on top of that, it's just, it comes in and I guess it's only in 1 or 2 tracks, and if there's too many trains in front of you, you're stuck. Whereas on the bus, it's never happened to me coming into the station that it's been delayed. The only delays I've ever really experienced are at the border, and those border delays when you're on a bus are really short. I'm pretty sure there's like a special entrance for buses, and they get through pretty fast. Like, I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but it's really not a disservice or anything. The only delays are usually like maybe there's a couple buses in front of you, but I feel like the most I've waited is maybe like 20 minutes. Whereas on the train, I've waited for sure like 2 hours, or had 2 hours just in delays, which, because, also a bonus of the bus, if you show up on a late train, means that you can't take the train home, which is the SkyTrain, because the SkyTrain stops running at around 1:30, and the last train in sometimes will show up like too late. Yeah, because you have to factor in also border crossing. So when you're on the train, you get there, you have to get all your stuff, and then you line up and you go through the border crossing there, whereas on the bus, you go through in the middle when you cross the border. So, I mean, it's the same amount of time, but it's just like it feels a lot longer because you're at home, but you can't just go home yet. You have to go through the border crossing. And yeah, I think that's probably all of the benefits and the pros and the cons. Oh, I didn't go into it. So the pro of the bus is that there are multiple buses. So I'm choosing this time. I switched my ticket, could have chosen a train. I still chose the bus because the train in Vancouver to Seattle only comes twice, and I assume coming back it only comes twice. So there's one very early in the morning, and then there's one that shows up quite late at night. And I wanted to catch dinner with Pixel Pile Driver or do something because it's, it's Saturday night and I'm just getting to see him for the first time in a while. So I want to catch a bus because there's multiple buses, and I just switched to another bus. So I'm going to be there probably around like 7, whereas if I took the train, I would be there like maybe 10 or 11 p.m. And on Saturday night, maybe I could get some bar food, but I don't know. Anyways, just wanted to give you the pros and cons as a like person who travels a lot by train and bus and crosses the border a lot and loves my partner, and we both want to make time for that, and that's so important. Make time for the people you love, most of all. Okay, I just want to say peace out, Girl Scout. Sorry for the super quick video. I still haven't figured out how to edit it. Bye!